Hi guys, welcome back. Scatlink here, and we are off for more of Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. And in the last episode, we left off on top of Death Mountain, where we gained the power of Ether, where we're able to freeze every enemy on screen. Unless they're weak enough, it will probably just kill them. However, we reached the top of Death Mountain because we unlocked the power of the flute in Kakariko Village by discovering the flute boy in the Dark World, where after regaining his or recovering his long-lost possession, he became one with nature, which is poetic, I guess, because he always hang around with nature, but at the same time, that pretty much means that his life is in purgatory. We don't know if he's dead. We're hoping for the best. But we have unlocked the power of the flute, which means we'll be able to fast travel in the light world of Hyrule. And in this episode, as you saw at the beginning here, before we booted up our file, we gained, well, we grinded up to at least 10 Triforce medals in 4 swords. Not within the project itself, we just had to just grind it off screen in order to do this now, because this is the perfect time to do it. The quest that we're going to be doing involves the little question mark in our equipment slot right there. That's why we were sitting on the inventory screen for a little bit of a while. Basically, for the first part of this video, it's going to be GBA only to a certain point. I still want to be heading towards the Lumberjack's house, which the information box said the Woodcutters. I mean, the Lumberjacks are the Woodcutters, which are called A and B, and in the GBA version, Q.Bumpkin. And Q.Bumpkin is the one that we need to talk to for the GBA-exclusive stuff. But we still need to head over this way, even if we weren't playing the GBA version, to get something in the SNES version, which obviously we'll cover once we've done everything. So, now that we're here, yeah, once you beat Aghanim, A and B Bumpkin are gone. They're just not here, but this tree looks a bit different. We'll cover that once we have sorted out what this question mark is, which is where we're getting into the GBA exclusive stuff. So in the description down below, there will be a timestamp showing you, directing you to after this side quest and everything that it offers, so that we can continue on with pretty much what the SNES version also has. This is GBA exclusive. Q.Bumpkin. Let's have a look in here. Hello, good sir. Scatlink, instead of chopping down trees, I learned some wood carving techniques. If you can solve some of my riddles, I'll make something special for you. Do you want to try? Yeah, I'll try. Take this basket. Put whatever you think might be the right item in it and bring it to me. Yes, we have an exclusive item in the GBA version. This replaces the question mark, pretty much letting you know that once you have unlocked the question mark on your file by collecting 10 Triforce medals on the same file on 4 swords, which means having enough rupees collected out of everybody collectively, then you will earn a Triforce medal. You cannot earn Triforce medals in the DSi version if you're playing single player, but it doesn't have A Link to the Past in it, so that's kind of moot. You can get this if you're quick with your bug catching net. Now for the riddle. Cock-a-doo-doo. What is it? Go find it and catch it with your bug catching net. Yep, so anything that we catch with our bug catching net that is not able to be put into a bottle will actually go into our nice little basket over there. So what we need to do is use our flute to fast travel our way around the map to get to where we need to go. In this case, it will be Kakariko. There we are. And get our bug catching net at the ready. Now, you can actually do this side quest as early as getting out of Hyrule Castle, but you wouldn't be able to get around the map as quickly without the flute, which is why I left it to this late. So you can pretty much start off the game with 10 Triforce medals, and you would actually have it. So we caught a cuckoo, we'll put it in the basket. I didn't mean to catch both of them at once, so I'll release that one. But yes, if you pause now after you catch something, it will now be in the basket. And little thing about if you notice about the sprite there, it has a bit of a gradient compared to all the rest of the sprites on this screen. Yeah, well, obviously due to memory limitations on the Super Nintendo version when the game was first made, it's all like 8-bit sprites. They just got very basic colours. There's no gradient to any of the items, especially when you grab them on the map screen, like what we're on right now, just exploring. But yeah, the thing is that you can see that they took liberties by just putting the sprites into the basket, but they're not the same sprites. They're downscaled, separate, with their own colour palette. You'll notice since, like, the chicken's head is not as red as it should be, but that's kind of odd considering that the hearts are red as well. But yeah, you may also notice that I'm walking back to the Woodcutter's house. That's because when, if you notice when we were using the flute, there is no... Oh, bloody hell, I'm getting mullered here. There is no fast travel wow, okay, I wasn't expecting to get hearts there. I was going to go down to the single tree down there to bash some apples in it, because this one just has bees! But yeah, we want to be remembering that stuff for later. But there is no warp point to get back to the Lumberjack's house, so we actually need to walk here every time, so we're going to be probably warping to Kakariko for the majority of our travels. Scatlink, did you figure out the answer? Where is it? Show me what's in your basket. What? That's right. This time I'll give you the carver statue I made. I'll send it to your house. Now on to the next riddle. Before he says the next riddle, I will say, throughout this side quest, which is exclusive to the GBA version, obviously, you can gain 1 special thing and 3 statues that are in your house. Now, we will look at those statues in our house once we have completed the side quest, but at certain points, and he will state this, you will get a carver statue. There are 3 to get. This is by the water. What is it? So, for the majority of all these, I'm just going to be warping to where we want to be going to, so you know where the relative location is. In this case, it'll be warp number 8, the corner of Lake Hylia. Ignore this guy. The most useless enemy in the game. And, yeah, I'll be just cutting around, so you don't have to see me walking back and forth, because as I've said, I'm going to have to probably walk from Kakariko all the way back to the Lumberjack's house every time, and you probably don't want to be seeing that. You caught a sand crab! Is this the answer to the riddle? What will you do? Put it in the basket, of course, because that is what we need. And see, he's got a unique sprite comparison of what's here. It's miniaturized. Pretty much confirming what I've said. So, yeah, the cutting's pretty much going to begin now. I was facing you. That should have hit my shield. That was just rude. I'm back with what you sought. Did you figure out the answer? You're right. I can't believe it. Fine, on to the next riddle. It's shiny and red. What is it? This one could take a bit, so we're going to be grinding for this one so I can actually mention something else about this side quest. I want to go back to Kakariko for this one because I think that's the best place to go. We're going to go into the storage room. So, let's get the bug catching net ready. I don't want to accidentally grab it with my sword. Yeah, the thing is that with this side quest, it may feel tacked on, but it's kind of in the spirit of Zelda because, I mean, you're solving riddles. Okay, I forget that this one, like, for the majority, has a fairy in there. But that might also be useful to have if we didn't already know where some fairy fountains are. But what I was about to say was, things always cut me off. I want to be killing these rats until they drop a red rupee. That is what we need. But the thing is that this side quest may feel a bit tacked on, but it's actually in line with what Zelda actually is, because you're solving a riddle. And you also... Oh, bugger me! You know, it's annoying that Link can't just go into his wallet, pop the red rupee from his wallet into the basket and just say, is this what it is? You have to actually catch it with your bug catching net. It's really dumb. But, as you saw right there, I accidentally grabbed it when I shouldn't have. I was right above the rat. But, trying to get back to what I'm saying, goddammit, it's in line with what Zelda is. It's, yeah, because that one didn't count as you saw there. It's... in line with Zelda, it's solving, like, puzzles. It's basically a puzzle. And it also tests your knowledge and lore of the world of the game that you're playing in. And, you know, your knowledge of the enemies. And, well, in this case, what they could potentially drop. We need to get 20 rupees, which I accidentally grabbed because I was above them. And the rupee jumped into me. That was a problem. But these guys have a high tendency to drop money. So I can just keep killing this guy over and over, but there is also other methods, I say, and I just netted 20 rupees. Get it? Netted 20 rupees? I love it. There are other methods on getting 20, like a 20 rupee drop. You could put the fish from the swamp into the water again, and he'll spit out 20. If you walk away, you could probably catch it with your bug catching net. That's also a solution. I just noticed my bombs. I'm going to quickly stock up here. I should have been doing this while doing this, but oh well. But yeah, back to the lumberjacks, I guess. Items on the way, change my stuff. Hello there! Did you figure out the answer? Yeah, I'm basically giving you 20 rupees, mate. You're right! I can't believe it! Fine, on to the next riddle. Yeah, it's a shame that we can't actually, you know, keep the 20 rupees. That means he's taken our crab for sushi. He's taken our cuckoo for a nice fried meal. It's moist and fresh. Speaking of fish... we need to head down to the swamp, which is right here, ironically enough, so we can drain the water and go catch one up. So yeah, if you use the this method to get yourself a red rupee, you would have to do this twice in a row. Kind of cheeky, that. You caught a fish with a net. Kinda makes sense if it didn't have bug on the name. If I bash into this tree, because I could kind of use it, there we are, there's some apples in here. So, oh, hang on a minute. Screw all of you. There we go. That's what I like to see. First chicken, a crab. I had to pay the tab, and now I'm giving him more fish. Some nice fish to go with those chips, I guess, because since you work in the forest, you probably do some farming. I'll give you the carver statue I made. Send it to your house. Now, on to the next riddle. Boom! What is it? This is a tough one. I'm not actually going to cut for this one because you may not actually get this one. Boom, skitter, scatter. Now, you might think bombs, alright? You might be thinking, okay, so what kind of enemy makes a does something with bombs? Maybe it's an altar rock, because maybe, like, the rocks go boom when they hit the wall. No. Remember the most useless enemy in the game? He actually has a purpose in the GBA version. Wait for him to go boom, or hit him yourself, and catch one of the babies. You caught an octoballoon. That is the answer to the riddle. That's the only reason for this thing's existence. As I've said before, if you kill every single one of these babies, it does nothing. They don't drop nothing. Hitting the big one makes it explode into the babies, and not hitting it, as you saw, makes it explode into the 6 babies. Killing the babies does nothing. So there is literally no reason for that enemy to exist, and that is the only of its kind to exist. At the corner of Lake Hylia, right at the spawn. It's just to catch you off guard when you walk there, really, I'm guessing. But you don't really need to warp there much anyway, so what is the point of that enemy? There is no point, unless it's the GBA version, where, oh yeah, by the way, if you hit a wall, every soldier on the screen sees you, and that guy snapped his neck when he saw me, but yeah, I didn't know when I was going to show that, but you get what I mean. It's like, that enemy has only one purpose, and it's just to be caught. And it's not even the big variant, it's one of the baby variants, and this is the only use it has. So, yeah, the most useless enemy in Link to the Past, the only of its kind in Link to the Past, has its use. So, it actually fixes a problem with the game in a way. I mean, I guess if you had a whole room filled with them, then that would be bullet hell, but you could probably take the damage anyway. Did you figure it out? Where is it? Show me what's in your basket. Hey, you're right. I can't believe it. Fine, on to the next riddle. Sprinkle, watch it wobble. What is it? This one we can actually do outside. It's not one of these, so let me get rid of these. There we are. That one dropped a bomb. Interesting. Basically, what I'm trying to do is turn an enemy into a slime. I believe Paris can turn into one. There we go, that's what we need. Basically, they just wobble around and they die in a hit. Enemies that may be tougher, or enemies that are weak, can turn into slimes. We want to catch one of these. There is a bit of a weird thing that can happen with Quake as well. Not only, and I'll show you this by standing near this tree, when you use Quake, it knocks every tree on screen, because the bees have come out, but it can also turn other enemies that would not normally be affected with the magic powder into slimes as well. So we've got some options there as well. So yeah, you can get this literally right outside of the Lumberjack's place. Actually, I think that was a Paris on this screen. It's in one of these bushes, isn't it? Or is that gone? Oh, hello there! That was cheeky. Don't need that. Why am I always getting jumped by soldiers in bushes? I'm just trying to show one I'm just trying to find a Paris. Suddenly a soldier. It's like they're trying to get the jump on me. Hey, you're right. I can't believe it. Fine, on to the next riddle. It munches on nuts. What is it? We don't need to warp, but we're going to have to go deep in the forest for this one. We need to go back to the grove. What nibbles on nuts? Well, a squirrel, of course. This is the only place that they appear. Other than the haunted grove, but since, you know, you can't really get close when it freezes you, you may not be able to reach them. So this is the next best place, and it's also closer to the Bumpkin's house. I distinctively remember picking up this master sword, this fake master sword, excuse me, but it still seems to be there. I have your squirrel! You want it as a pet? That could be the only reason why, considering it's a woodland critter, could ruin your wood carving, just saying. Oh, that's right. This time I'll give you the carver statue I made, so that doesn't happen. Fair enough then. I kind of bribed him in a way. On to the next riddle. So we have all 3 statues. They're just clicked, pulling it out, but too bad. What is it? What were we just talking about? If you had picked up every fake Master Sword, and obviously saved your game, I believe that they permanently disappeared, but once you have beaten Aghanim, or once you have started this side quest, they all respawn, so there is no way to softlock yourself out of this. We'll swipe a fake Master Sword in our net. Don't ask me how that works, because you would think it would cut the net. And I don't know who's going around putting fake Master Swords around the place anyway to trick people, especially since it's not that deep in the forest. Maybe it's bait from these thieves or something. I mean, this guy's stalking me right now. Look at him. We'll put that in the basket and make a quick getaway. Back to the lumberjacks. Haha! I have your sword! Would this help with your cutting abilities? Did you figure out the answer? Hey, you're right! I can't believe it. Fine. On to the next riddle. It's red and sweet. What is it? Well, we don't even need to warp around for this one. Let's just head back down again. Anyway, what we need to do is bash this tree, pick up an apple, and that's all he needs. An apple in a basket. How quaint. I think a misconception about Breath of the Wild is that that was the first game to introduce apples to heal your health. Nope. This game, the only difference is, they're half as potent. Maybe it's because they're wild and not curated. Who knows? Did you figure out the answer? Show me what's in your basket. Hey, you're right! I can't believe it. Fine, on to the next riddle. The Spectacled Wanderer. What is it? Alright, there's an easy one to go for this one. Since enemy spawns for most of the areas have changed since Aghanim's defeat, you might have to go looking for this one. However, this particular enemy here, next to Syrup's hut, not Maple's, is always here. This is a buzz orb. We need to grab a Kookman, I believe his name is. Look for Shahar la. You call it a Kookman. Is this the answer to the riddle? Yes, it is, because he's the Spectacled Wanderer. And the only way you can get him is by using magic powder on the only enemy that is near the place where you pick it up in the first place. So, now I need to get back to Kakariko, make way back to the Woodcutters. I have your spectacled friend, which seems quite wrong considering a half sentience at a certain point. Also, he looks ill. I don't know why, he looks really green in the menu. He's supposed to be orange or grey or brown, one of the three. Did you figure out the answer? What is it? Show me what's in your basket. Oh, yeah, that's right! No, it can't be. I'm no match for you. Guess I'll teach you my family's secret sword technique. Charge up your sword and slash many times. Then your charge will last much longer. Hey! Something requires magic with this one. You learn a new sword technique. Spin like a tornado. Cut your enemies down. But watch your magic meter. Oh, I can't think of any more riddles. Would you like to try a technique? And he just tells you again if you forget. What he just gave us was the hurricane spin. If we pause, our basket's still there. We can't really use it anymore. Yep, only a 10 time use, I guess. All you've got to do is, well, obviously watch your magic meter, but hold. It sparkled twice, and now it's got the big sparkle at the end of the blade. Then, if you let go, you just do a normal spin attack. However, if you mash after that point, you gain Pegasus shoe speed while spinning wildly to a certain extent. Oh, well, you just died. That's what you get for hiding in bushes all the time. In someone's back garden, no less. How rude. And the thing is, you can actually clip out of certain corners with this. It's kind of broken. Really, mate? Bugger off! I don't believe it. These guys are trying to get the jump on me, but it ain't working. But yeah, that is that. But we're not done yet. We need to head off home. And guess what? One of our warps actually happens to be home. So let's go to number 4. Leads us right outside our door. And there's our 3 statues. So, what we want to do, first of all, I don't actually know if I have enough now. I went a bit trigger happy with the spin attack. I might have to come back. But yeah, look at that. We've actually got like a wood carving that is pretty much our likeness. We've also got Cuckoo, and then for our pet Cuckoo, but we also have Zelda for some reason. And I guess everyone wants a statue of the Princess of Hyrule. And yeah, they're wooden, so they pretty much act the same as ice statues or frozen enemies. You can pick them up, you can chuck them around. They're quite light, they bounce around. But with the, you know, with the, hang on a minute, I'm just going to try and split them up a tad so we can see them all very well. Chuck you over there. There we are. But yeah, what we can do with the magic powder is that we can actually give them a bit of, make them sparkle. Oh, yep, okay. I didn't think that hit, but it did. So they're all sparkling. That's quite nice. Doesn't. But if we use it again, we give them a bit of colour. Excuse me. Give them a bit of colour. Okay, which one's me? We can actually do some trickery right here. It's like 4-sword or 2-sword ability. Let's give Zelda a bit of colour. There we are. But then we can go one step beyond. It's now the Dark World variant. It's nothing but a pile of bones. And again, Dark World variant, it's the bunny form. But does Zelda have a Dark World form, or would it be something different? This is an awesome reference. She becomes, well, it's more of a maid because of the headpiece, but I think there's supposed to be a reference to Impa. Because it's, you know, that's Zelda's maid. Part of the Sheikahs, so that would make a lot of sense to me. That's how I see it. It probably is just an older Zelda, and that's probably it. But I see that as Impa, and that is bloody awesome. So once we're at this point, that's it. And if we leave the house and come back in, I believe they all restart. Yep, they all reset next to our Ottoman, and yeah, that's it really. And they're here to stay. Just little fun little things that you can mess around with. And now, but with that, we are done with the GBA exclusive stuff. I thought I'd head back to the Lumberjacks area because we are back to covering the main game, which is both the Super Nintendo and the GBA version, all versions of Link to the Past. Because we have unfinished business in this zone, this tree right here. We can kind of step into the cut that the A and B bumpkins have made, but we can't really do anything about it. But it does look odd. In fact, it looks discoloured. Let's give it a whack! Ah, they did actually cut it, but didn't cut it properly somehow. For some reason, this tree is hollow. They did say that it felt weird when they were cutting it. It must have been a fake. Let's hop on in. And there's a cave system with fairies. So there's a fairy fountain here if we need it. We might want to keep in mind of this location a bit. And there's the heart piece that we saw, that if you went into the cave behind the bumpkin's house, this was the heart piece that we saw. So we're able to grab that, make a new heart container. That's our 12th one out of a possible 20. So that's not bad at all. But yeah, now we are done in this sector. I mean, we only had one thing to do here, but it ended up being two things that brought us everywhere. That was a hidden mine in motion. It just got paused because of the screen transition. That was kind of funny. But yeah, we're not done yet. What we want to be doing now is heading into, yeah, I want to head through here because I want to take the middle entrance of, wait, hang on a sec. Got to go around a tad bit more. I want to go around down here, yes, because there are 4 entrances to the Lost Woods, as we have seen already. We've got the side where it leads to the Bumpkin's house. We've got the side at Kakariko's entrance. We've also got the back entrance, but there's also an entrance in the middle that I don't think we've actually gone down yet. So I want to go do that. I think I should have just went through Kakariko instead of going through the forest, but we haven't actually taken a good walk through the forest, so that's probably one of the reasons why we're going to get looted, but hey, not a problem. I can face the music on losing a few arrows and bombs, because this is the back entrance. If we come through the back entrance and go around this way, yeah, this is the middle entrance that we want to be taking. Because in Kakariko, there is a middle exit as well, going north, and it would pretty much lead us to, well, a rock on this side. By the way, if we bash this tree, we get full magic, which we kind of need, so that's really helpful. Nice to know that that's there. So there's a fairy fountain, and there is also a tree with full magic. Yeah, we would be on the wrong side of this rock, which we still can't pick up yet. It's embedded into the ground, despite having posts here for some reason. However, this was blocking off a Dark World portal. This is how we get past the other rock that we saw in the Dark World when we were doing the digging minigame right down here, south of the Dark Kakariko village. We don't actually know its name yet. We've actually got quite a lot open up to us right now. This whole corner of from the Pyramid of Power, all this that we now have access to, we now have access to Dungeons 3 and 4 before even attempting number 2. The hammer gives us access, and that's what we needed. And we can leave from the north. Bash that tree, does nothing, as I said. Dark World Cuckoo's kind of a bit of a spoilers, but hey. Hello there! I believe you're a guinea? Or Ginji, I forget how you pronounce it. We see them in Four Swords as well. This guy's alive, so let's go talk to you. Quit bothering me! Watch when you dash around! Good thing I took shelter there. Kill that moblin. We're not going to go into the forest for now, even though that is a viable location for us to go into. Instead, we're going to be exploring the village, because we've got quite a lot of bit to do here, and we're actually going to be doing this dungeon next. Quit bothering me! Watch where you're going when you dash around! You're like massive Octoroks with your spitting of bombs. There's the village of outcasts. People without rupees are not welcome here. Well, I should be welcome here because, I have money. I don't know why I destroyed that sign. There was no need for me to do that one. It was actually being nice, informing me of where I am, instead of trying to get me in trouble. Then again, this place is infested with thieves that want to steal my stuff. If you're not welcome here, I guess you get cast out. If not, you're just going to get looted for your money. So, that's not good. But most of these houses seem to be either uninhabited or owned by the thieves. We can actually loot their stuff, of which now I have maximum money. Almost maximum money, I thought we did. But that's fine. We're going to have to actually use a bit of our money in a minute. This is where the Weathervane used to be. Now it's a massive gargoyle with a pitchfork. And seems to be the location of Dungeon 4. How do we get in? We'll deal with that later. Massive checkerboard puddle here. I always thought when I was young I was missing something by trying to chuck something into that water, but it doesn't seem to do nothing. What we do want to do is go into this building, which is a huge treasure game. Hi, may I help you? You can open 2 chests for 30 rupees. Why don't you play? Well, that's a better deal than spending 100 for 3 chests, opening only 1. What will you do? I want to play here, because unlike the other ones where it's just to win money, this one has a heart piece to find, and we might get it immediately. Well, I got a single bomb. There we are, got it immediately! 2 of the most luck-based minigames in this game is this and the digging minigame, which is in the same area, ironically enough. I got them both on the first try. Like, at the earliest, well, not at the earliest possible moment, but this was on first attempt, so basically first try. And yeah, you can still earn quite a bit of money in there, but we don't need to play it any more times. We just needed the heart piece, and I got it in record-breaking time. I must have a really nice file. In fact, my brother also has a really nice file, because they're in almost every couple of enemies he knocks out. He gets a fairy drop, and I'm like, what the hell? That's unbelievable. The amount of rare drops you're getting from enemies is ridiculous. Yeah, that house has seen better days. It's completely demolished. This one looks bombable, to say the least. We should be able to bash that down, right? Not this time. Don't know why, but that one you can't do so. So we're just going to have to use a bomb. It's fine. We should have plenty at this point. Blow it open. Head on in. And I'm actually going to leave that one. I'm actually going to leave that one for the minute. It's got 300 rupees in there. However, if you do... Are you kidding me? Another fairy. Wow. I was just speaking about you, actually. If you do not have both the boomerang or the magical boomerang, that chest can potentially hold the magical boomerang, which we have already. Because the boomerang is permanently missable if you didn't pick it up in Hyrule Castle, because once you beat Aghanim, the doors are locked, you can't enter it. So if you want to get on the battlements, you'll have to warp on top via the pyramid with the magic mirror. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Now, this is a thing that I need to bring up in Blue Hedgehog Man 17's Let's Play, or Blind Let's Play of A Link to the Past. I actually featured him in quite a few episodes, actually, helping him with heart pieces, but I helped him get the Golden Bee. I mentioned this when we got the Golden Bee, I believe, and I led him to this house, thinking that you'll be able to buy the Golden Bee. This is where my knowledge of the GBA version outshines the SNES version. I got mixed up. He's playing the SNES version, I play the GBA version. We did go into this store, but it's just a basic convenience store. In the GBA version, though, it becomes an exclusive store where you can actually buy the rare bee if you have it in your inventory. Because, as I've said already, the Golden Bee can actually hang around longer and damage other enemies that potentially the other bee cannot, like bosses. You have a rare bee, just like ours. Maybe it's not quite as rare as I thought it was. Well, it is in this land. You can't get it here. You can only get it in Hyrule. So if you try to buy it without actually having anything underneath, because it won't be buyable, you will have to actually leave and then come back in, and then he'll finally put a price on it, which is 88 rupees. I'm guessing because you've shown that you can farm it, so he knows where to get them now, I guess, even though he can't leave the Dark World. I don't understand how he now has a stock of them that he can actually sell, but that is how you unlock the Golden Bee as purchasable. Such a dangerous world, you might need many things. Says the same thing as a basic store. But yep, you can also sell your fairies for your bottle in case you need them. I don't think you can buy them if you do not have an empty bottle, so you can't use it for an instant 7 hearts of recovery. Let's hammer our way in here. Oh wait, no, this is the convenience store that I'm getting mixed up with. That's always there. That's why I'm getting confused. In the SNES version, I'm guessing, because look, it's in the same area, they're right next to each other. I'm pretty sure that in the SNES version, this building is destroyed. I'll overlay an image of this exact screen to show that it's destroyed. I'm pretty sure it's destroyed. That's why I was getting mixed up. But yeah, that might be why I got it wrong in that video. Because it's right next door to the convenience store that we went into. I was in the right area. But yeah, that's another GBA exclusive. I did say that most of the GBA exclusive stuff is done for now. There is a few things that we'll still be bumping into. That's stuff I cannot avoid. However, we only have pretty much one... I don't actually think I've talked to you now I think about it. I haven't seen a normal person in a few hundred years. I've been talking to you for a while. Do you know about the gargoyle statue in the village? People say they can hear a girl calling for help under the statue. Is that a strange story? We'll be getting to that in a bit. Because, as I was about to say, the only building that we haven't actually cleared out is this. And the reason being is because of that chest that I mentioned. It's because I've pretty much got maximum money. So, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pop the magic mirror off here. And then I'm going to warp with the flute. And we're going to be spending the rest of our money on the Waterfall of Wishing. And then we'll come back, grab those 300 rupees, and then we'll go sort out what is going on with this gargoyle statue, which seems to lead to Dungeon 4. Because, I mean, if I'm going to be doing Dungeon 4 right now, we need to find a way to get into it, and we do have the means to be getting into it, so we'll be dealing with that right after I upgrade the rest of my equipment. So let's dash on in and spend some money. Oh, and apparently I have actually been tipped off in the comment section of when we first visited this place. Apparently, and I did not know this, when it actually tells you that your happiness has increased and it says that what your reference of luck today, when it says like big trouble, enemy or item drops are worse than what they're supposed to be. Sometimes some guaranteed drops won't even happen, apparently. And if it says great luck or something, that means that you have the best possible chance to get rare drops like fairies and stuff, even though my brother always seems to get it. Maybe it's because that was his last payment and it just happened to be on great luck, because it seems to retain. But, yeah, if it's good luck or a little luck, then it's basic. It's just the usual, drop rate for items. So, I thought I'd mention that, because I completely forgot to mention that, and then because I didn't know about it, and then I just remembered. So, now, we're gonna go, upgrade all of our stuff, because with the amount of money that we have, we should be able to upgrade our stuff to the maximum. Also, so that means once I cut back after spending another amount of money, so, as I've mentioned before, we have 40 bombs now, the maximum is 50 for the final payment. Instead of going up by 5, it'll go up by 10 to push you to the maximum. So that means all we gotta do now is focus on our arrows. And looking all knightly, 70. That is all of the upgrades that we can get from the Pond of Happiness. Did I say Waterfall Wishing? I think I did. Didn't mean that. Pond of Happiness, you know what I meant. We're here. Yep, we do not need to spend a penny more. Obviously, if you want to be pedantic, you can chuck in at least 75 rupees, because you can do it in increments of 25 or 50, so that's a thing. However, you can still manipulate your luck, and even though I'm not going to do this to manipulate your luck, if you try to upgrade your stash by a bit more, even after you've got the last bonus, which is 10, she'll appear. And no matter which one I choose, because they're both maxed out, we've got 50 bombs, got 70 arrows, no matter what we choose, she'll give you your 100 back, so you don't lose out on it, and say that I cannot grant any more wishes for you, but a friend of mine might be able to. She lives in the Waterfall of Wishing near Zora's Lake, so if you forgot about that, or didn't know where to go when you got to the mouth of the river for that fairy fountain, which, funnily enough, correlates to this one down here as well, because it would take you here and you would just discover it normally, because this one is obvious on the middle of an island with an open cave. She will also tell you where it is, so there's no way that you can like miss out on it, but you can still manipulate your luck, because that's something that I learned myself. Now back to the Dark World. Oh, I want to jump down in style. There we are, 300 rupees or a magical boomerang, depending on what you have. Right, so, last order of business. If we are going to be heading into the dungeon, we need to figure out a way to get in here. Well, we can hold on to it. Why don't we just rip off the fork? Yep, the only time that the back rolling sprites are used, we can now get in to the 4th dungeon. And that's where we're going to be ending off today. So in the next episode, guys, we'll be tackling Thieves' Town. What this rumour is about a girl screaming in this temple? Maybe it's the maiden. See you guys then.